everyone, today on the G3 Boardroom we're going to be reviewing Moon Colony Bloodbath. And if you watched our playthrough, or if you played this game yourself, boy, it starts off maybe a little bit slow, but then gets bloody and bathy very quickly.
It starts off slow enough that I was like, it was at the end of the second shuffle, I'm like, I don't get it. You know, it's like, I'm just building here. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then, like, everything that went in the deck was, kill your people, kill your people, kill your people, you're dead.
Yeah.
So I was beginning to think this could drag out a while.
Yeah.
But then the robots just kept
I mean, the game gives you time to build up. You start with 30 people, and the game gives you time to build up. Now, just for those of you who aren't familiar with this game and haven't watched the playthrough, you're a moon colony, and the robots or other things are just going wrong and killing people left and right. Mm-hmm. And you start with 30 colonists, and you can, mine to get money. You can get food. You can build buildings, and as you're building buildings, you're kind of bolstering your population. And you have a while at the beginning of the game to bolster that population as much as possible, because by the time you get to, the third shuffle, usually it's like the third shuffle.
That's when things start to go awry.
Yeah, you're just, every card is like lose people, lose people, lose people.
And you told me they would die of old age.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a lie. Real quick comment on the components here. The punch outs are nice enough. They're fairly thick and they're good. You're not going to damage them most likely. I didn't care for the card stock that was used though. The cards seem rather thin and they're a non-standard size. I would definitely sleeve these just because it feels like the cards do get a fair amount of action, but it also seems to be a bit of a weaker stock.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely put some protection around these. The player board that you get, they're the same for everybody. They're no big deal. There's a little bit of flavor text for each guy, but nobody has any special abilities here. And that's the same, made out of the same stuff the punchies are, so that's good enough as well. Other than that, that's really the only components in this game. You got cards, you got boards. That's about it. Like I said, it's a non-standard size, but you can still buy sleeves for them. I would sleeve this stuff. My concern there then becomes putting it back in the box.
I was going to say, I think you did make that comment in the unboxing that they wouldn't fit back in the box because it's pretty tight as it is.
Yep. Go watch the unboxing. You'll see what you get in there. We appreciate that too. Yeah. But yeah, once you sleeve them, I don't think they're going to fit anymore. Yeah. I'm concerned about that. This game retails for less than $50. You can get it for cheaper on some dedicated board game sites. Mm-hmm. I think it was less than $40 on some dedicated sites. On Amazon, I think it was just less than $50. So it's definitely occupies a unfortunately, in our hobby right now, that's a bit of a cheaper price point. Not the cheapest, but that is a cheaper price point. Still, protect your investment. I would hate to have to buy this game again because we've shredded the cards.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that. I did enjoy this game. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's got some interesting mechanics. It works a little bit differently than a normal deck builder does. You're playing off a common deck, but when you add a card, it goes on top. It doesn't go in the discard pile.
It's kind of both an engine builder and a deck builder game.
It's got elements.
Yeah. It's really too short though to really build up any big engines or decks, though, especially decks.
But you're building a cooperative deck, and then you're building it. You're putting things in your tableau. But like I said, the interesting thing is cards go on top; they don't go in the discard pile. In a game like Legendary, it goes in the discard pile, and then you shuffle it in when you need to. And then it pops up at a random time. This, since it goes on top, is coming out next. Yeah. And Jay had some specific thoughts about that.
Yeah, what I don't like about that is that it specifically tells you that like these events,
the event cards,
the events cards have to be in a stack face up.
Yeah, in order.
In order. So, I'm staring at this event deck card for 20 minutes, and so then when this is add an event, well. There's no surprise. We know exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I just think it would make much more sense. It'd be more fun for the players if, make this event deck still in order, but have them face down. So the card goes over there, and you don't know. I mean, if you played the game a million times, you might remember. But, you don't know immediately what is coming out.
You can kind of plan for it, though. If you see that, oh, gosh, I'm going to lose 4 people when the next event gets played, so I better have somebody there. So it can kind of make you play a certain way. give you a heads up.
Yeah.
I see your point, but since the entire focus of this game is you're going to lose people, you're already preparing for it. The whole time you're already preparing. You're not going to do anything different based upon the fact that this might come out.
But it might change your decision for your next work. You might say, I've got to play something to accommodate that because that's coming soon.
But I just like that being a mystery. You know that these cards are going to be losing people.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a mystery as to how many people it is.
And there's an easy fix for it too. These cards are all numbered. You just put them in reverse order and then put them face down.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know from the designer why the playtesting came out with this instead of having it hidden. I'd be interested to know.
Now this deck, this is the development deck. This one has to be face up, but only because you're going and looking for specific cards in it.
Yeah.
And so there's no reason to randomize or do anything else. The twist, you only use once. You take 2 cards out of it at the beginning and add them to your deck. So this deck is kind of superfluous. It's just in the way.
And there's quite a few cards there, so it does add a lot of replayability.
It does add a lot. It adds a fair amount. I don't know. In card games like this, I very deliberately do not go through and look at all the cards because I want to be surprised. I want it to be fresh, so I have no idea what's in it. So I just select 2 before I play, and off we go. And then the robots, there's a mighty stack of robots here that we didn't get to. There's got to be at least another 15 robots in there. And
you know, all the robots, all they're going to do is kill people.
No,
but
here's some that make things happy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
No, not at all. Those are twists that shouldn't be in there.
Oh, okay.
So, no, there's not a single happy robot in here. This one gets you money, though. Military robot kills 7 people.
Yikes.
And you get $2.
That's a murder bot.
Nice.
Yeah, murder bot. Military industrial complex robot. So, now, again, the problem here is, or the only problem I see is all these have they all need to have the same backs because once they go on the deck, you can't see different ones coming. So that makes sense. I withdraw my quibble. So, but I enjoyed this game. It was fun. It was quick.
Yeah.
I thought for a second during our playthrough, which you should go watch almost immediately here.
We'll wait.
Oh yeah. All right, now that you're back. During our playthrough, there was one thing where we hit like a turning point where we started to lose a lot of people, and I looked over. I'm like, okay, Jay's doomed for sure. I've got plenty here. Bob's got plenty here. Jay is going down. But it actually ended up being fairly close between the two of you guys down there at the end. I think you still forecasted your demise, but it did end up being fairly close.
Well, because I'd say
we were close.
I would say
I was
90% of people losses in this game happen like across the board.
Yeah.
And so I knew that Bob had 2 more guys than me, and there is very little times where he's going to be losing people that I'm not losing people.
Yeah.
So in this game, one thing that's I guess a little bit unfortunate is that you can tell pretty quickly who's going to win the game just by who's jumped up to a lot of people once the killing starts.
The misery is spread evenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it might be more fun if it was if they're individuals are losing people at different times instead of just everyone losing all the time.
More conditions for the losses would be like if you don't have a mine, then your guys don't die in mining accidents or something like that.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, there is a mine action that you don't need a mine in order to do.
That's true.
So it still potentially can be harmful.
Yeah.
But I will say this about this game too. And while I did enjoy it, there was something in this game that I abused, and because I abused it, I think it won me the game. And that's this card here. This is when I farm, I can spend an apple for $4. So I was collecting apples and collecting money. That's like 2 actions in one. Now, this is an expensive card. It comes in at 8, and it only gives you 3 people. So it's not that beneficial. But what it does, since I was adding so much money, you guys had to take separate actions to do that. I've got to farm or I've got to get money.
Yeah.
I'm doing them both at the same time, which let me build more things.
Yeah, I never saw a card that did that.
Yeah.
You get the 2 actions.
I still think it's pretty fairly balanced, though. I mean, because there is you only get 3 people.
Yeah, that balances for that card, but it was still, again, I was able to bang that drum many times, and it, like I said, it's like a double action. I'm scooping resources, and I look over, and you guys either didn't have money or didn't have food.
Yeah,
it was one or the other because it takes 2 actions for me, and I was flush most of the time.
I'd be curious over multiple plays to see how often that comes out because
there's 2.
There is 2, but there's still a ton left in that deck.
There are.
We got to so.
I mean, I had some cards that did allow me to do 2 things like the double actions, but it was always stuff that I either didn't need, wasn't set up for, just couldn't do. I couldn't take advantage of that all the time.
Okay. So overall, I did enjoy this game. I think it's fun. It's fast. It's got a fair amount of humor in it.
Yeah.
I like the humor.
Yeah, there's a lot of humor in it. I mean, the artwork, I said during the unboxing that, I wasn't a big fan of the artwork, at least on the player boards, but that's just a personal choice. But some of the artwork on the cards, I think, is different. But, I mean, the flavor text on these cards are just, this thing is so good. I mean, this one here, on this particular card, it's for this Dr. White, and his quote is, "The robots could never rise against us. Each one can only do one task. The kitchen robot chops food," and so on. Like, this is a robot for chopping food.
What else could
how could that hurt people? So there's just tons of really funny stuff like that in here.
Definitely doesn't abide by Asimov's 3, rules of robotics.
No, I don't think so.
No, that's for sure.
Did you watch the unbox for this?
Yes.
Did you see what I did with this whole thing?
Oh,
Since you weren't here, threw it out there for you to have.
Now, I got to read this other one because I love these so much. Our robots have billions of lines of code with no errors whatsoever. We owe that to our code-checking robot. It seems like, in the age of AI, it's kind of a funny game to play. It's one of those games that it's like funny now, but in 50 years when robots really are killing us, or 5 years, whatever, it won't be as funny. So get the game now and play it now while you can.
Yeah, before you're killed by your robots.
Yeah, especially when the robots do rule us, this game would be called Heresy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It'll be a sin just having owned it by then.
Yeah.
This one's mine.
So yeah, it's a quick game and it's a fun game. I mean, aside from the Bloodbath, it's a pretty family-friendly game.
I think so.
I guess instead of killing people, it'd be send people off to a farm or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily rebrand it with something else and just say, you're losing resources or something.
Yes, human resources.
Human batteries.
So, anyway, final thoughts, Bob?
I liked it. Like I said, I feel like it's both a deck builder and an engine builder. And usually the engine builders games I've played, they're all more based in like the mystic or the ancient. So it's kind of nice to see a futuristic or space theme to a builder.
I feel like what we need to do is take several games and make one big space game campaign. From like Moon Colony Bloodbath, and then you got to escape your Moon Colony into Galaxy Trucker, which,
Put the Galaxy Truckers at the end so I can play more. And
then
that would be cool.
And then you go from there like Moon Rakers, you're gathering up resources, and it finally culminates in Beyond the Event Horizon in a massive space battle.
I was going to say you could do a prequel with SETI because then that's when you're discovering things.
I was trying to find some way to put SETI in there. That'd be a good start.
See, there you go. I think that sounds like about a 15-hour day. I think we can do it.
A nice thematic campaign.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
It's a fun game. I would recommend it also. It doesn't take that long. And even though it's pretty easy to predict who's going to win, it doesn't really happen till it's toward the end anyways. So it's not like a game like, I'm going to say it, it's not like a game like SETI where, 1/3 of the way through the game, it's like, it's obviously who's losing and who's winning. But in this one is a little bit more.
That was just when you were playing against me and I was killing you guys.
But this one is a little bit more of a mystery.
Go watch those videos too.
Yes.
That was a human rights violation on the game. That was a beating. Anyway, I enjoyed it. Go pick it up. It's a good one. So.
And if while you're going and buying it, go ahead and leave us a comment if you enjoyed the game after you played it. We'd love to hear from you. Mm-hmm. We'll see you next time.